welcome to tonight's edition of Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Adam Baum, and alongside me, if you will, is Brian. What's going on, Bionic One?
Oh, there we go. Unmuted. I'm doing well. Please let me know if if I'm coming in hot right now. Adjusted some things on my end. I know Adam was tweaking some things. Well, you were saying you were tweaking. I assumed you meant you were tweaking your audio. Or are you just tweaking? Are you tweaking?
I was tweaking what I could hear on my end through the monitor.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So, we got a lot to unpack tonight. We need to talk a little bit about Forbidden Door because we haven't been here since then. We want to talk about the injury bug. And
yeah, it's going around.
Yeah, the injury bug. Well, let's just say I think Blood and Guts tonight might have added to that list, Brian.
Why do you say that?
There was a Santana knee spot. Some people are talking about when Kingston pulled people over to talk to him like they were about to do a move, and he called them off of it because he was hurt. And then others are just saying, like, you know, how is Mox going to stay healthy if you keep putting him in matches like this?
How is Moxley going to stay healthy? Well, yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, he needs to fucking, out of anyone, I think that's a good point. He needs to chill out with the death matches and going like that for sure. So we're going to unpack all of that. We're going to talk a little bit about the dirt sheets as well. One of the things I wanted to unpack first, though, before we get into all of that, is Forbidden Door and specifically kind of the buys. I want to pull up the article here. So this is something that before we start talking about the matches and stuff, Brian, we have Tony Khan announced on Twitter that Forbidden Door brought in $6 million in revenue. Okay, that sounds pretty good.
He said that's including ticket sales and pay-per-view buys. That's based on about $1 million from ticket sales and another $5 million from the pay-per-view sale. Now, $1 million in ticket sales, I kind of looked up. That's kind of what they've been doing pretty much like Double or Nothing, Revolution. That's what they've been kind of doing for a pay-per-view event. So that's nothing new. And it's, unless you jack your price up, Brian, it's hard to really change the ticket sale thing. You know, you sell out the arena, or close to sell out. You know, there is no like, hey, we just added 3,000 seats on a new fourth deck.
Right.
You know, so you truly, metaphorically and realistically have a ceiling there, Brian. So no shock that is kind of flat across the pay-per-views there. Now, 5 million per buy, or 5 million people bought, or $5 million buy, that's up from other ones. But I when you break that down to how much per buy, which is $50, that's 100,000 people bought that. Being that this was with a global company, and so many people couldn't be in attendance, wouldn't you expect that to be a little higher? 100K seems okay domestic. It seems low globally.
Yeah, no, globally, I think you're right. It seems a little bit low. I mean, if you're making the argument for domestic, then that's a good sign because you could say, well, you know, a lot of people were saying there wasn't really any kind of build for this type of show. Okay, so if there's not really that big of a build, and they still did on par with, what'd you say, Double or Nothing? I think it was.
What was that? Yeah, Double or Nothing. It was much higher.
Double or Nothing was higher?
No. The Forbidden Door pay-per-view buys were higher.
They were higher. Okay, so there you go. I mean, that's even better than looking at it from like a United States standpoint.
But I think what I'm saying is if it was just, let's just say this was the next one. This was All Out, you know, or something like that. This is just the next AEW pay-per-view. And you showed that kind of number of increase in buys, that to me would make sense. Okay, that's a good growth. But when you're adding an entire other secondary company's audience, hoping to gain them from overseas, and they can watch it and stream it, I think this is a really low number.
It's a little low.
And I'm no expert. I'm just saying, like, the Japanese and the American populations combined, only 100,000 people bought this.
Right. Well, I mean, pirated links, right? I mean, how did you watch it, Adam?
I didn't. I didn't watch it live. I watched.
Yeah.
Actually, here's what I did watch live, Brian. All the Twitter clips coming on IWC.
So you didn't watch it. You didn't watch it on any kind of pirated website.
Not live.
No, you keep saying not live, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you could still buy the pay-per-view after it's live.
No, I know, but I'm saying there was plenty of like people had access.
Just clips
to the
and okay, it's just on social media. You're saying you just kind of
I mean there was an untitled video here on YouTube that was X match, and then someone sent me a link over here on Reddit. There's the other match.
Motherfucker. So you did that's pirating.
Well, whatever. I'm not going to pay for it.
Oh, but you just admit that. Jesus. I mean, that's what I'm saying. People like you. Now, I just didn't.
Everybody wants to always compare WWE to AEW.
Yeah.
So, like, this weekend is Money in the Bank. I think this is one of the worst cards ever.
I don't even know what the fuck is going on in WWE world.
Well, but the Money in the Bank matches look good, so I want to watch those.
Do you have the people that are in it?
I don't have it memorized.
You don't have it? Okay, sorry. Throwing you off.
I mean, it's like Riddle. That's who I picked to win. Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins.
So
Sami
it's the usual
Zayn.
knuckleheads.
Yeah. So, let me just introduce the board because I forgot. But Christopher Stikelether, Daniel Price, Jay Hayes. Daniel Price says, exactly, Adam. He's using the money part of it to make it sound good when the buys were relatively low. It was the price point they sold it at. Yeah, if you divide it by $50, it's only $100,000.
Yeah.
$100,000 with 3 weeks build for a new pay-per-view concept is great. Jay Hayes says, I say I would agree if that is domestic only. I absolutely would agree, Jay. I'm with you, here's Jay. my devil's advocate argument for you, Brian. I don't know how Tony would even have international sales data when he announced this. It would have been too soon. This has to be just domestic, that he could, get the number from the cable company and go, hey, how many people bought?
Why would we know it before? I mean, why wouldn't international know just as quick as we would? U.S. would.
I just think through the channels of however the buys are, Fuck.
No.
I don't know for sure, Brian, but I know that I can't take my normal plug over to Europe and put it in a wall socket. So I figured.
Sure. Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, I figure he's got people in the UK, right? They own a team over there. They've probably got like offices and shit.
Right.
So
and I don't know, like, what is it, Cisco or whatever that does all the nets? Like
Cisco. Not like Thong Song Cisco.
No, like CISCO.
Yeah, they do like it's like Zoom or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
so do they control like what goes through there, and they could measure it? I don't know.
What are you drinking over there? What's in there?
I don't know. They didn't pay me, so I'm not gonna.
I was gonna say, yeah, they're not a sponsor, so don't fucking. Good job. That's a seasoned veteran move right there.
So what I mentioned that. Well, sorry. Hold that point about Kingston, DP. I want to get back to that, but I don't want to get off track here. So, Brian, I think it is a catch-22. If this is a global number, then it's terrible.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But if you're trying to get your own viewership up here in the U.S., and there might be some people who are like you that somehow only watch New Japan and haven't watched AEW, and you gained them.
Yeah.
Then maybe that's a good number, but I just
no, I mean I'm not disagreeing with you. Definitely not. That's low if it's international and all that jazz, but
we had let's break down some of the moments here. We had Claudio debut.
Oh yeah.
He looks fucking awesome.
Oh yeah. Wonderful.
While and I want to ask your honest opinion here.
Mm-hmm.
You get everybody talking about the build for a match with the mystery opponent, and you reveal the mystery opponent to be somebody that a lot of people did guess and that would excite people. But doesn't that also make it impossible to build any story that an audience could connect to when you do this too often?
Yeah, it's a known thing, and I'm not disagreeing with you about it. They do it way too often, and it waters it down, you know?
Like if they said it's a mystery opponent for, okay, let's say a month out.
Yeah.
They say it's a mystery opponent, and then with 2 weeks to go, you know, Zack Sabre Jr.'s in the ring. He's cutting a promo going, this is bullshit. I should know who my opponent is, whatever. And then Claudio comes in, knocks him upside the head, grabs the mic, says, I'm your opponent, walks off.
Right. Well, I think when did they announce that Daniel Bryan? Jeez, that was a moment. Bryan Danielson. When did he announce that he wasn't going to be facing Zack Sabre Jr.? It was only like a week or two out, right? It was that promo when he said
I don't
he
think
was like,
they ever actually officially booked it. They teased it, Brian, but they never said it.
Well, they teased it heavily because even Zack Sabre Jr. cut a promo on him, and then that's when they found out he wasn't cleared.
Okay. Well, and Stike says I only watched it for the Zack Sabre Jr. mystery opponent, even though because the other matches were too predictable. Now that's the other thing that I thought was kind of funny is nobody after the fact, Brian, on IWC, nobody made me go and search to watch Mox and Tanahashi.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. And no disrespect to Tanahashi. Thanks to you. I've seen a couple matches of his before. So I'm not dissing the guy. He can go. But everybody knew that outcome. If you had put Mox and somebody on the AEW roster, we might have, and that's why I'm saying this has nothing to do with Tanahashi. You picked an outsider and booked him as potentially your interim champ. It's not going to happen.
I mean, because he was the interim, maybe he could hold it briefly and then someone else takes it off of him. But I mean, they did the same thing with the four-way. I mean, Jay White winning the IWGP, same thing, just on the other side. I didn't think that any of the AEW guys were going to win. Did you?
No.
Yeah.
No. Just like I think at the beginning I thought maybe Miro was going to win the what is it, the Atlantic?
The other four-way? Yeah, is it all Atlantic? Or is it just the Atlantic? All Atlantic.
New belt. New belt. I thought for a minute Miro was going to win it, but as they were in the last couple of weeks of build, I thought the promo shifted to where you could tell Miro and Malachi were going to go beyond this and didn't need that title to be fought over. Am I wrong, or and that's why I felt then last minute Pac was going to win.
Oh, for that one. Wait, who did you say you thought was going to win? Sorry,
I thought at first it was like Miro was the obvious winner.
Right. I forget who I picked for that one. But I mean, I'm happy that.
But also the reason I say that afterwards, why I kind of saw it coming, Miro would be the second double champ, or sorry, not double champ, second person in AEW to hold more than one title. I just couldn't see that happening.
He would be the second person to hold more than one title.
Not concurrently.
Oh, okay. Second one. Wait, first.
There's one guy that's held the tag and the TNT.
Oh, Kenny.
Or TBS, whatever.
No, not Kenny.
No. Oh,
would you say tag and TBS?
Sorry, Kenny. I forgot about Kenny because he held the tag. So this would be the third. Kenny was the first.
Yeah. Oh, Hangman.
No, score. Oh, yeah, Hangman. Hangman's actually the third.
Where are you getting these stats from, sir?
Scorpio was the second.
Scorpio.
I don't know.
Anything on the board? What's the board say?
Yeah.
We got a few people down there.
There kind of does. Jay, granted, a lot of people don't have that kind of money to drop, but if we were as hot as Khan claimed, they'd be pulling way more pay-per-view buy rates. You know, when did it say Raw was getting? You know, it's a hard thing, Jay. Like 5 million is we're not insulting that number, but when you break it down to it was only 100,000 units, so to speak,
units.
Yeah, and Raw and SmackDown, I think are proof of why Tony Khan is having such a hard time with everything. WWE, as big as they are, has never been able to make both SmackDown and Raw over the last decade both be good at the same time and both do well in the ratings at the same time.
Yeah.
It's always one show is better than the other for a couple months, and then it's flip-flops or whatever. AEW suffers a little bit of that too. Like, this pay-per-view, they put more build in, so it did better and whatever. This episode, which before we, I mean, I don't want to get on this topic, but that's why I think the Blood and Guts probably shouldn't have been free tonight, Brian. But I think you're trying to capitalize on the audience that might tune in.
Definitely coming off of a pay-per-view, I think it's smart.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I first in my head, I shit all over it. But anybody who you did gain at Forbidden Door, anybody who it is, doesn't matter. If it's 5 people, if it's 5 million people, any viewers that you gained that tuned into Dynamite this week were in for a treat in Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
But we'll get there in a second. FTR, I want to mention. I didn't watch at all the pre-show. Brian, is any of those 3 matches worth mentioning? Archer, Swerve, and Keith Lee.
No, I didn't watch the pre-show. You know how I feel about pre-shows. I barely watch.
You know that they've kind of given Swerve and Keith Lee a tag name or a faction name.
Is it Swerve in Our Glory?
I thought it was Swerve in His Glory. Either way, it sucks.
Swerve in His Glory. You don't like it? No.
No, and I like both these guys as singles guys.
Yeah, they could have had a cooler name. What's a cooler name? Let's come up with one right now. How about the?
He's Limitless and he's a Swerve.
Well, Hit Limitless. No, because Hit Row was like kind of shit.
Swerve Limit.
Swerve Limit.
Make it look
Limitless
like speed limit signs on a logo.
Swerve. I don't know. Yeah, Swerve in Our Glory. Oh no, that's their name. Never mind.
Yeah.
Swerve in Our Glory.
Yeah.
Our.
It's not great.
We swerve in glory. That's what it should have been.
All right. Well, so Adam Cole, I think, got concussed. Is some of the fallout. Pac is a new Atlantic champion. What other we have Jay White. We have Mox as interim.
Yeah.
FTR.
Triple champs.
Yeah.
Triple champs. And I'm sure they're champs.
And they're talking shit on Twitter to the Usos, by the way.
Good.
It's been I don't know if you follow Cash and Dax.
I don't know.
Their Twitter game always has me chuckle. Like they're legit, like they're not even like assholes. They're just sarcastic. Like they're just good.
Right.
Gloriously swerved. That's from Daniel Price.
Gloriously swerved. That's a lot of gloriously swerved.
So,
I don't know.
So let's go to the injury bug. All right. We know about Punk. That's huge because he was champ.
Yeah,
we know about Bryan Danielson. I think that's huge because I believe we were finally getting to see not just him against somebody good at Forbidden Door, but we were finally possibly getting to see where they might have been going with Blackpool Combat Club.
What was his injury? What did they say?
I don't know.
I don't remember ever hearing.
I don't know, because everybody said his leg being trapped was a work, and then all of a sudden he's injured.
Yeah, no, I know, but like that's what I'm saying. I don't remember him. Like, did he get hit in the head or?
Like, I feel like that was a legit injury, and they just are like, oh yeah, everybody will forget it.
I'm gonna take a poll. Let's see.
Yeah. Mox said in the scrum. No, sorry. We'll get to that in a minute. Orange Cassidy was elevated while losing, Jay Hayes said. I'm glad you mentioned that, Jay. I forgot that. That was a really good match. I did get to watch that one. Orange Cassidy, like he said, elevated while losing. The only problem I had with that, Brian, is you knew he was going to lose, right? He had to.
Mox? I mean, who? Who are you talking about?
Orange Cassidy.
OC. Yeah, he had to lose. But I mean, I assumed he was going to show out. Like, this was going to be a different Orange Cassidy match from what we've seen before.
And
I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, Jay didn't really show his work with a lot of details here, but I don't think he needed to. Orange Cassidy was elevated while losing. That is
totally.
That is a very true statement. What else happened? I'm trying to think. Did I leave? Oh, Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa.
Oh yeah, what happened with that actually? Because kind of forget.
I did not watch it.
No,
I have no idea.
Come on, man! You host a podcast.
No, I had a fatal 4-way for the IWGP. I had another fatal 4-way for the Atlantic.
Oh yeah.
The Jericho match, that was whatever it was. Dudes with attitudes and all that. I don't need to talk about that.
Yeah. Here, let's see.
Who do you think? There was enough other matches where I skipped the pre-show and I skipped a couple others.
Who do you think won the that women's one that you just mentioned?
I'm sure Thunder Rosa. I mean, Tony Storm, Brian. Tony Storm was elevated too quickly to the title. If you're not going to give it to her, don't. It's one of the things that bugs me about these debut guys. They give them that rocket, strap it to the back. They're instantly in a title match, and then we never see them except for on Dark.
Yeah. So is that what you think is going to happen to Tony?
Do what?
Do what now? I said, is that what you think is going to happen to Tony Storm?
Yes, absolutely.
You think she's going to be? Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Where do you see her go?
I hope she's the one that takes the belt off of Thunder Rosa.
What would give you that inkling? She just lost.
No, I know. I'm saying I hope she is, but judging by what's going on, yeah, no, she just lost. So, you know what? I mean, it would be cool to see what Athena does if she could be the one, because then you have someone that's won the NXT and the AEW Women's Championship, and I don't think they haven't had anyone do that yet, right? Not Britt. Not fucking Riho, so yeah, she would be the first one. There you go.
Danielson was concussed, is what they said.
Concussed? When? By whom?
And then Mox said he wasn't concussed. And then he jokingly said, "I'm probably concussed." Then he said he passed protocol afterwards. So we don't really know the details.
Well, Brian, everyone is voting.
What it sounds like.
Work.
I think the highlights for me for Forbidden Door, and again, I didn't watch every single match. FTR, Claudio's debut.
Yeah.
I did like the Osprey match. But I'm also ready to move on.
Yeah, what's next, man?
Let's move on to tonight. We're only going to really talk about Blood and Guts. I love what you're doing here, Brian. Like I said earlier in the show about giving it to them for free, bringing in that audience. They got to do something about the commercials.
Oh, I thought you said you love what I was doing. And I was like, oh, man, cool.
No. But
what they're doing.
Like, you ever watch a soccer match on, like, ABC or a big network?
Of course, bro. I played soccer growing up, man.
No, but they put the logo for, like, MasterCard up in the corner, and because the clock keeps running, there is no stoppage in play like there is in other sports.
Right. Well, I mean, no, the clock doesn't stop. Correct. Right. There's stoppage of play, like injuries happen or
and it leads to
substitutions.
extended
I mean,
time.
brief. Yeah, it's brief, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
So
But
I just I think if you're gonna pull a move like this, that's something you have to do. And as for talking about the injury bug,
you
Punk's
keep rubbing
out,
your
Brian's
fucking
out,
microphone, sir.
all the undisputed guys are out.
Stop rubbing your microphone.
Oh, is that what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I was itching my shoulder,
Well,
but I think my arm
everyone
was
knows
hitting
that.
the middle of it.
Yeah.
And now I don't know if you saw tonight, Santana. He went down like he tweaked his knee. Now, he could have just twisted it. It could be absolutely nothing. I'm not trying to force it on here.
Yeah.
And Kingston, apparently, I think someone on the board said, because I didn't catch what he said to him. He said something to Claudio, and then what they're saying is it was he was saying, I can't stand up.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture right here. It looks like they said that he was doing it when he was giving Daniel Garcia a uranagi, and you could see that his left leg is kind of. It looks like it's his knee. It doesn't look good.
So,
Oof.
I mean, this is coming at a bad time, but it's also and I'm not trying to jump on. You see what I mean? You see it?
Oof, that was, or it could be his. That could be like something with his hip too. Oh,
it didn't look good. And so Brian, I mean, not to, I don't want to kick anyone when they're down, but AEW not being able to build contenders and build their bench has left them with some big holes to fill due to injury.
Well, I agree, but they do have like 1 million people on their roster.
Okay.
Not saying the quality is all there.
Wait, before we segue to that,
yeah.
I like the discussion on the board. Just the other thing from tonight, Christian, apparently Luchasaurus has gone heel with him, and everybody's talking about he needs a new name and he's the new Tomko. So Daniel Price said he's Tomkosaurus.
Oh my God. Oh, give him a coin. Do we still have coins? Do we give out?
No,
we
Stike
can't.
says, I know I
Inflation.
give Sammy crap, but he took that table bump like a champion. That's what I forgot to mention about the Jericho thing. Jericho and Sammy had a very clear breakup. And then now Sammy, because they don't know what to do with him, is back with Jericho as part of the society. I mean, he wasn't officially a member, but he wrestled with them at Forbidden Door, and here he is again.
No, they welcomed him back. I think the week before he came out dressed as what's his nuts?
That's
Fuego.
my point, Brian. Is why?
Oh, why?
Is it really because they're like, we don't know what the fuck to do with you anymore?
No, I think it was because they tried turning him face, and then all the Tay Conti stuff happened, and then they were just always booing them. So they're like, all right, might as well just keep him heel.
Well, and he had an interim title. Him and Scorpio traded it back and forth. And
well, that was a little egregious. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're the Ash Boys.
So, anyway, those are all the injuries. You said that there's 1,000 people on the roster.
I said 1 million actually, but
yeah, a lot of people their contracts are up, Brian. The ones that have been notable that have come up in discussion is, of course, Alan Angels, aka Five.
Yep.
Evil Uno is tweeting, "Dark Order's not dead," as their members are getting released. And then another one that I heard who returned tonight, Chuck Taylor. Supposedly, he's
going Dark Order.
Yeah. What?
No, go on. Sorry.
Chuck Taylor's not in the Dark Order.
No, I said he's going Dark Order.
Who is?
Chuck Taylor, because you said he came back tonight. Nothing.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
He came back tonight. He just walked out with Orange Cast.
Hey everyone, just donate for Adam to get headphones. Let's donate to the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast Headphones Fund.
So anyway, he comes back tonight, but I heard his contract's about to expire. And one of the things moving forward that some of the guys like him that are supposed to be kept on is they're going by a pay per appearance contract.
Mm-hmm.
So, Brian, the whole lore of AEW was, hey, you're part of a group, you get health care, you get benefits, you're not a 1099, you're an employee.
Yeah.
If you go to pay by appearance, you're not an employee. You don't get any of those benefits.
Well, that's for like the second, or I don't know how many tiers they have of contracts, but I would imagine that they have
Brian,
what
you're living in your Starbucks world.
What?
If you're not full time, you're not going to get full benefits. They'll get it like the AEW.
Oh, you're talking
Cobra
about from benefits.
option.
So you're talking about a benefits purpose?
Yes, I'm just talking about benefits.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, then right. Yeah, the part-time people, no, they don't. But I mean, it's still work.
They might have a Cobra option, but that's
yeah. Or what would be a wrestling adjacent Cobra one? Viper.
Yeah. I
Rattlesnake.
heard that Colt Cabana's contract's been restructured over to Ring of Honor.
That's interesting.
So anyway, this is the state of what's going on, I think, because number one, you have 100 people on the roster. Number two, you've paid some big salaries like Bryan Danielson and CM Punk. I know they're making ridiculous money. I'm sure Mox is making good money.
Sure.
I know that's the reason MJF has walked out.
Yeah, that shit pisses me off. If he actually really did, like, get fucking butthurt about it.
What? Why shouldn't he?
Because he has like 5 years of not even. I mean, how many he has? This is weird that I feel like the roles are reversed. Like I should be arguing for him to get money, but in this case, I really feel like he's been on TV for a few years. Before that, yeah, he was a great draw on the indies and doing awesome stuff in MLW, but like
who is more homegrown over than him?
In AEW, Darby. When you mean homegrown, you mean they're from the beginning or just like one of their younger guys?
I mean, he was a nobody.
Technically, the only homegrown they have is like Anthony Ogogo.
No, and maybe Britt, like somebody who's a no one, and then all of a sudden is.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, the no one term is a little weird for me. I mean, they're on the indies. That's still something. MJF was in MLW for I don't know how long, but a few years. He was there when Cornette was there.
Nobody knew him,
right?
As across the territories, if you will.
Yeah, but okay, fine, but exactly. So that still, so he was on AEW TV for what 3.5,
like
3.5 years.
You may not like WWE, Brian, and you may be one of those people who watches everything but WWE. But you know who John Cena is, right?
Sure.
Like even if some people know so maybe John Cena is a bad example.
Yeah.
You know who Randy Orton is or Edge, which some people might not know in the mainstream.
Oh, the guy from U2?
Bono.
Right? Bono. The Edge.
Yeah. So
I hear voices in my head.
AEW needs to find out what they're doing with Ring of Honor and set that roster so you know you have left on the AEW side. Yeah, I mean, here's the whole thing. If you're paying by appearance, that means you know that these people are coming in to do the job. The whole perk of going to AEW was the benefits and the package and this and that. Now, all these people who, quite honestly, were doing well those first few years are getting let go. Like Jack Evans, I thought in the tag division, yeah, he was at his ceiling, but he was a great little shit heel. I thought what Butcher and Blade were doing as their little hitmen for MJF, they were just hired guns like APA style. Fucking great.
They're still there. They're not going anywhere.
The Private Party had their little niche. No, I'm just saying, like, these guys now I wouldn't re-sign Private Party. What value do they have?
compared to everyone else that they have in the company. I mean, well, no, I mean, I would resign them, but there are
who
some
was
teams
it?
that
Didn't Alan Angels have some amazing match with Kenny Omega?
So what? It was fucking one match. I mean,
No,
I'm
but
not
everybody said that he
discredit-
was going to be the next thing, whatever, and he never even got booked again.
And then yeah, okay, but I mean that's not like that's not a slight against his ability. It's just he doesn't have the name recognition nor the
No, but you just said you just said that like Private Party like doesn't mean they won't get re-signed and stuff. Why would they be re-signed when their contract's up? They've already
I
been
don't
used
think I
less
said
and
that. I
less
think I
and
said
less.
I didn't say that. I said I would re-sign them.
Right, you said you would, but I said why? They have no value.
I disagree. How do they not have value? They could be like a great mid-card tag team. I'm not saying they would fucking run the division.
I'm not arguing they could be. I'm arguing that the way they've been used, they at one time were climbing the ladder and were at the mid-card, maybe even going to be contender level.
Sure.
Now they're not even on Dark. I don't know.
But unfortunately, House of Black comes in, FTR comes in. Who else? I mean, what are the other? They also had some funky tag team champions during that.
I think what really happened is you got all these people that were single stars and you made them tag team wrestlers. And
I mean, they did it
that
twice.
hurt your natural tag teams in your division.
They did it twice. They did it with Kenny and Hangman, and then who was the other one?
Scorpio and Ethan Page have been running around. Sting and Darby have been running around. Mox and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, but they didn't win the titles.
They're singles guys in the tag division, Brian, is my point. They're
Okay, but they're not winning the titles, so what?
They're taking bookings that could go, Swerve and Keith Lee, that could go to the private parties, that could go
No, because
to
they also have the trios titles coming, so you're going to have bodies.
Oh, God. Yeah,
and Ring of Honor tag team titles.
Rocky, what's up? Rocky's joining us on the board. He says you don't need private party when you have the Acclaimed. Like they have a ton of
two totally
dudes.
different teams. Two totally different teams.
Okay, yes and no, Brian. The Acclaimed are, in my opinion, better in the ring, and in everyone's opinion, better on the mic. So why would you need private party if you have the Acclaimed?
Different in the ring.
No,
they're not.
Their styles are similar, but Acclaimed is way better.
Okay, Acclaimed are fucking ground wrestlers. What's a nuts? They're what the fuck are they? What's their name? Private Party. They're high flyers. They jump around. They flip everywhere. They're totally different teams.
They flip around and jump around. No, they set up spots and they don't even do them well because they're very green.
I mean, that is your perspective. I would love to see you try anything the stuff that they do.
I'm not arguing whether I could do this.
I find it so funny when you say that. They're so green.
I bet you Rob would come on the show and talk about all the ways that I couldn't do this. That's not the point.
I would probably rephrase the nickname there.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. The point being is that Private Party, they just do these high-flying moves. I do like when they were first starting their uniqueness and stuff, but Rocky's agreeing with me on the board. Private Party has no mic skills that I've seen. So the Acclaimed are better mat technicians. The Acclaimed are better on the mic. Why would you want Private Party? Why would you need to re-sign Private Party? When you have Butcher and Blade and stuff like that, like
Butcher's hurt right now. He just had surgery.
Okay, but my point is, like, when you look at something like that and you say, who should I re-sign Butcher and the Blade? There's not anybody that's kind of like that.
House of Black.
Yeah, but Brody's green, from what I've seen. In my opinion,
he has more experience than Butcher.
Well, then he has no excuse.
Why is he green? Because you saw the one clip of him doing the Gonzo bomb?
Dude, he almost broke that dude's neck.
Oh, my God. Everyone is fucking overreacting. It's not worse.
Okay,
his whole bottom half of his body was over his arm. No,
I feel like with Luchasaurus and it being more of the heavy now for Christian, like this would be a time that Butcher and Blade could be inserted there. I like the dynamic of the big guy and the cut technician. I like that. that dichotomy. Eric Young had
Eric
that with
Young.
Sanity anytime he teamed with any of those guys, the big and the small.
Hey, microphone. If you had headphones, you'd be able to hear it. You keep fucking itching, and it's like.
No, I'm trying to.
It's like if you.
Sorry.
Etiquette. God
Sorry.
damn it.
You're right. If I had headphones.
Yeah, Rocky says private party equals Adam has no mic skills. Oh no, Adam has no mic skills. Oh no, private party has no mic skills.
So, Brian, these are the type of people. Okay, so let's say money is tight. If you were to be able to re-sign Private Party, Butcher and Blade, or trying to think of another one of that ilk. Let's say Best Friends. You can re-sign one of the three. You're telling me that Private Party even gets a discussion?
Private Party, Best Friends, and then who?
And Butcher and Blade.
And I can only sign one team?
You can only re-sign one. The other two have to be cut.
No, I would sign Butcher and Blade, and then I would sign Private Party. Trent and Chucky T?
Yeah, I think they have better mic skills too. I think they both have better upsides. Butcher and Blade and Best Friends have way better upsides than Private Party, who's
Definitely
younger and has more years to get better.
You're crazy.
All right, well.
Ha! DP said this would require Adam having etiquette. It's very true.
And Brian reading that would require him having any skills whatsoever.
Yeah, 4th grade reading level.
All right, so
where are we?
So let's we were off topic on the injury thing. Let's bring it back and kind of talk about a couple things here at the end, dirt sheet related. We have Raw. On Raw this past week, Chris Jericho, Big Show, and Daniel Bryan all appeared. It was video packages, so it's not like they were live. What did you think about this? Did you think this was weird in any way?
No.
I mean, they didn't invite Christian. They didn't invite Mox.
Yeah, but Christian, I guess, is a little weird. But Big Show makes sense. Daniel Bryan.
I think Christian was retired most of the time for Cena.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, because I mean, he was in yeah, you're right. He was.
But Ambrose
really
Ambrose fought him. Ambrose,
Dean Ambrose. What a stupid name.
Maybe that's why they didn't do it, because they didn't want to he didn't want to come and be Dean.
Right. He's like, yeah, if I could go as John Moxley.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Who else did they have? Big Show.
I honestly bet that's why they didn't approach him. But
right.
I do think the other three guys, I've said this, even if it's just a legend contract, they're all going to retire back in WWE.
Oh yeah.
They'll have one more match over there, or a heavy role, a valet role. Like Big Show will come out. I don't know. Maybe he'll be a commentator for a second. I don't know.
Right. Or maybe they can go to Saudi Arabia. They still have like 4 more shows or something like that.
Yeah, he'll tag team with Veer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, DP. Those 3 guys have faced him. Best Friends have global appeal due to their NJPW tenure. Yeah, I like the Best Friends. I think Best Friends, when FTR came in, Brian, the rivalries they had with Proud and Powerful, and Best Friends on their way to the titles was just unreal. It was so much fun. I enjoyed every second of it. Like they didn't go right after the titles.
Mm-hmm.
They went through 2 solid feuds first, and it was awesome. And we haven't had a debut that has been as planned out as FTR's, in my opinion, since. Anyway.
As planned out as FTR, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
FTR, their run to the titles was really, like, from debut to title was, I think, almost flawless.
The whole Pinnacle stuff was kind of meh.
No, that was later. That was after they lost the titles.
Oh yeah, no, okay, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at first, the way they came in,
Right.
remember they were driving to the ring in that little pickup.
Yeah. It's FTR. They had different music though. I didn't think it was.
Anyway,
Very...
so we talked about that real quick. The other thing I want to talk about in the dirt sheets is the dick flipper. Apparently, people that made the photo go viral of Joey Ryan working at Disney wasn't just a lookalike. It really was him, Brian.
Yeah. I didn't think it was like that far fetched for that to be him.
I mean, if you showed me a picture of a dude that looked like John Cena working at a water park.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, there's so many lookalikes and so many things.
Yeah, but John Cena didn't get like canceled or
and
hashtag canceled.
Right, in Photoshop and...
Yeah, it could have been Photoshop. That's right. I mean, I'm sure that's what he's saying. Like, that's not me. What are you talking about? I mean, what is he going to do, though? Was he going to change his name? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not defending the guy. Like, I don't think he should have been working at fucking Disney. That's bonkers.
But, that's... he apparently isn't now, Brian.
Well, no, good. I mean... What else could he do? He could go work at fucking, I don't know, Topgolf. You can go, I don't know. What did I say? Sell car insurance. You could
I don't know, man. I think it's a pretty much stand outside in Florida.
Do you feel bad though? Like,
listen to kids crying all damn day, and
right. This stems from a conversation we were having in our group chat. Like, Adam, you're not defending him, right? Like, you're not.
I'm not
defending him. I'm sorry. That's not the question I asked. I know you're not. The fact that he got fired. Like, do you think it's okay that like Disney fired him because of this, or do you think he should have kept his job?
My reaction all started with kind of being similar to Rob's, where, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, the dude lost his in. He lost his chance at wrestling. He's never going to be booked. He's like not blackballed with WWE. He's blackballed like by everyone.
Self-inflicted though, right?
Correct.
Like, I mean, he hurt other people, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
However, like the word Rob used, I was trying to think of it at the time, was due process. The guy's a scumbag. I don't think that there's any question about that. But now here he's being fired just trying to earn a living from a completely different job because of accusations. He doesn't have a criminal record. He doesn't have to do it. I'm not saying that gets him off scot-free or that I even fucking give a shit, honestly.
Right. No, I know.
But it feels kind of unfair. That
I'm with you on that part.
He does the punishment fit the crime just by him losing his dream job or being exiled from the business? No. If that motherfucker was guilty of it, he should be in jail.
Yeah, it should be worse, right?
Right? But no, I actually think it would be better. Brian in jail, there's, meals. He doesn't have to worry about whatever. Like, I almost think that would be better.
Oh, you think it would be better for him to be in jail?
Than his current predicament where he can't even hold a job down at a theme park.
I don't know about that. That's a stretch. I mean, he could just like change his name or just like shave his head or something.
Think about this, Brian. He's gonna go what? He's gonna go get a job at what's the car wash place? That Autobell.
Autobell, the fuckers that wash
somebody
my car
else
with
is
my
gonna
window down.
snap a picture and be like, "Hey, look, dick flip guy's now at Autobell."
Right.
And Autobell is gonna be like, "Hey, we have to fire him." And then he's going to go like, "Oh, who will hire me? Oh, fucking Burger King. I'm going to be the 6 a.m. manager. Nobody's going to know that I'm working the drive-thru at 6 a.m. Boom, someone catches a picture of him in the back by the fryer. He's fired there. I mean, that's why I'm saying right now, this guy who has not been given the due process is my thing. You know, we all thought Harvey Weinstein, as the stuff was coming out, and Bill Cosby, as the stuff was coming out, were shitbags. And guess what? As more and more came out, we were proven right, and they're fucking rotting in jail.
Yeah.
Well, I think Cos got released, but you know what I'm saying.
He did. Yeah. Did you see what's her face got like 20 years or something like that?
R. Kelly got 30 years.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, she got 20.
She got sentenced. I think it was like 20 or 30 or something like that.
She got 20. R. Kelly got 30.
She got 20. Yeah. Yeah.
I could be
30.
wrong. Yeah, you're right. But anyway, those fuckers, they probably all deserve it, Joey Ryan included. I know the other two did, and they got their due process. They're found guilty. They deserve it. This guy is just now trying to work at a fucking theme park.
It is shitty, but I mean, like, does that? I don't know what the punishment should be, because we were both saying,
if he's guilty, he should be in jail. He shouldn't be suffering
worse.
like this. If he's not guilty, I don't know. I feel like this is like a cat playing with the squirrel they've broken its legs and they're just keeping it alive.
Right. Yeah, dude, I don't. It is a shitty situation. I understand you. I totally see what you're saying, and I agree to an extent. But overall, I think I just you can't stop thinking about like, well, he was a piece of shit. Like, why did he get fired from all this stuff? How come no one else wants to work with him? Why do his peers not
nobody
stand
defended
up for
him?
Exactly.
The Garganos were like, I'm shocked by his actions.
Right.
But like, yeah, I mean, like, you know, whatever. DP says he ultimately boned himself with his gimmick. If you do something that outrageous for attention and money, it's hard to be a normal person again so easily. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why nobody doubted it. Rocky says he could go to Vegas and work as a stripper. That might be his
No, yeah, that's
or
right.
he can be homeless, and then he starts getting benefits like, food stamps and other
We don't
kinds of
take
stuff.
care of homeless in this country.
I know. I'm making a point, though.
Oh.
And then we're
Hey,
ending
Rob.
up paying for him because he can't find a shitty job, right? Because even the shitty jobs are firing him. You know, he lost his dream job. He's never going to wrestle again. And he deserves that. That's a penance. You know, at some point in this, you probably should
Penance, that's it. Yeah, that's a good word.
At some point in this country, we got to allow people to take a penance and then work their way back up from the bottom. We can't just be like, you're shunned for fucking ever, you piece of shit. It's getting ridiculous. He's a fucking scumbag, but damn, the guy's working a fucking theme park ride in August in fucking Florida with a bunch of shitty fucking people walking around.
No, California, man. California.
Like, you can't even work there. I mean, fucking
Disneyland.
Come on.
And the reason he's probably stuck in Orlando is he can't get out.
My God, Disneyland.
It's Brian's generation. It's Brian's generation where it's fucking mob rule. They don't. Whatever.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I don't. I mean, there's a lot of other people that were allowed to clear their name or whatever. This guy didn't try to fight it. This guy kind of just got pushed out, and now he can't even work at a theme park. I feel for him. I'm sure if he's guilty, fuck him, who cares? But we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. That should exist across the board. It doesn't. And this guy didn't get due process as a result. That's all
he can go to like Santa's Village, maybe go to somewhere that's like a little bit off the fucking grid. Don't go work at the place where you were like living and like sexually assaulting people.
Do you think a place like Disney doesn't do a background check?
Apparently not.
No, Brian, there's nothing on his record that would show up there. No charges were brought.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
You get it. That's right. That's the whole point.
No, I understand that, but I mean, you could also have references too, all they would have to do is fucking Google. You can Google a person. You wouldn't Google someone that you're hiring.
Is his real name even Joey Ryan if you Google it?
Did he just say Google it so a job's going to start Googling people? So every accusation, false or real?
No, if I'm saying if I worked at HR and I was hiring someone or whatever, I would see their fucking resume. I'll be like, okay, let's see.
Country anymore, right? It's just whatever people say, it just condemns you forever. You're not allowed the due process.
Rob, what did you want? What did you do? What do you want to tell us? Sounds like you want to tell us something.
No, Brian. I mean, I agree with Rob on this and some other things too. Like, it's really tough to exonerate yourself in a court of public opinion, because how do you prove it? Someone calls you a racist. How do you prove it? Like, you know that you're not. What are you go? I have friends that aren't. Like, there's no way to defend yourself. You know, there's certain things that people just pass off and say about someone that if the court of public opinion, it's there, but they don't have. You can't go and Google what people say. I used to be be involved in hiring at my old job, and I hated like hell. I had to provide for my family, so I swallowed.
Well, computers weren't around when you were doing that, right?
No, so I swallowed what I had in pride because I had to provide for my family. But she would tell me to go on Facebook and look these people up, and I would look them up, and she would go to look like they have kids, and I would be like, yeah. She goes, well, they're gonna call out sick all the time because they have kids. Don't call them for an interview. I was like, what the hell? Like, I mean, not even bringing into race or some things. Like, people that do that are terrible. I don't want to see like everybody going out and doing that. Now, certain jobs you should. Like, I know if you're working for the FBI, they interview your whole fucking family. You know, like certain things I get it. If you're Rob just chimed in with daycare worker. If you're a daycare worker, yeah, do the fucking background check like that. But if you're a fucking like, I'm going to talk into a microphone on a boat that I'm not actually driving, that's on a conveyor belt.
I don't know, man.
A plastic hippo is going to spray some water at us. Come on.
Who goes to Disneyland? Families. Who are a part of families? Moms are.
Dude,
daughters are.
If he tried to, on the boat, make a move on any of my family members, I would kick his ass. So we don't have to worry about him being fired or anything like that. Like, that's a moot point.
No, it's not.
Accused of anything, and then his life is over.
What's that guy? Tell this guy if he wants to fucking not be on the podcast, then stop mumbling in the background.
No. So
come on.
Brian, imagine you were a wrestler one day, or you were a wrestler.
Okay.
Imagine you do something wrong.
Okay.
It's misconstrued. It's taken out of context. You don't get a chance to defend yourself. They don't want to book you. Contract terminated. You didn't do this.
But he had a chance to defend himself.
I'm not saying we're not talking about him. You didn't get your due process. Now you bottom out, and you're friggin' dressed as Hulk Hogan on the LA Walk of Fame, just trying to like get people to pay you $5 to pose with them because you're a lookalike.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's like, "Wait, that's BT. Didn't he? Didn't that one girl say that one thing about him over here that was never proven? Let's fire him from this too and ban him from the strip." Like, I'm not saying that that's the case with Joey Ryan. I think it's proven that he's probably guilty and he is a scumbag. There's a lot of character testimony that would go with that. But somebody else who is just accused could suffer the same fate as him, and that they didn't receive their due process. And it was just what somebody said, and everybody ran with it.
That sounds like a lot what's going on with Michael Elgin. He was fired from Impact with all this stuff, but apparently he actually went to like court, and I think it apparently was like dropped or he was exonerated, something where he was like found not guilty for whatever it was. But now he's just left there with like, well, I was the fucking Impact World Champion, and now I can't even get dates. Now he's working in Japan.
And Stike says he worked at Disney. They do background checks. Of course they do, but this wouldn't show up on a background check. I know background checks show up legal shit. I had a background check done on me, and one of the guys teased me that came out with the report. I was in my mid-30s at the time, and he was talking about, hey, so it looks like you ran a stop sign when you were 17. I was like, holy shit, that's on there? Like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even remember that until he brought it up. Because literally, I ran a stop sign. It was like a $70 fine. Go away. Non-moving violation or whatever the hell it was.
Right.
No points. I didn't care. So, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think that discussion is, it is circumstantial. He's probably guilty. But we can only ever say probably. We can only ever say accused. You can never say charged. You can never say anything more than that with any definitive anything.
Yeah, OJ didn't kill those people, right? The court said he didn't, so he didn't.
Dude, Brian, the glove didn't fit. I don't know what you want to say.
The glove didn't fit. You must have quit.
I still like
told you?
Jackie Childs better.
He's my favorite. I've been watching so much Seinfeld lately.
All right, so we'll be back next week.
Will we? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like
Wait, are
everything
you on the road?
Oh, actually, wait. I might be. Next Wednesday. Wait, what's the date?
I love how you do this on air. Like we
No,
could have just signed off, said we were going to be back next week, and then just not
Yeah, no,
shown
you're
up.
right. What's the 6th? Yeah, no, I should be here.
All right. Well, we're going to be back next
I'll
week.
be here. Yeah, I'll be.
I'll try to get some headphones over here so Brian
Yeah.
shuts up.
Man.
I don't normally wear a sweatshirt. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. And
No,
I
the
got it
sweatshirt
for
looks
Father's Day. I'm wearing
It's a
it.
good sweatshirt.
And the microphone keeps getting stuck on it.
Well, you gotta open up. Yeah, never mind. We'll talk to you. I'll text you. We'll talk.
Anyway, we'll see what continues to happen. Hopefully the injury bug doesn't get too bad. I'm excited for Money in the Bank, but only the 2 matches involving the briefcase. We will be back here for Brian the Bionic One. I am Adam Baum, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. We'll see you next week. Same smart time, same smart channel.
Do we still have? Do we have sound effects still? I say we have Studio Cats now. Is it playing?
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by you.
Yeah, we got all our old
and is
hosts
recorded
up
live
there
from
on the
Charlotte, North
screen.
Carolina. Subscribe,
Oh,
follow,
all
and listen to us
stuff
live
used
following
on
WWE programming
Well,
on
do you know how to
YouTube,
put
Twitch,
up
and
a-
Got
Facebook
Bubba
Live.
Army up
Download
there.
the podcast by following
I
us
think
at
we're still on
podbean.com or subscribe
Do you know
on
how to put up
iTunes
an
and
end
Apple
screen?
Podcasts.
Yeah.
While you're there, go ahead and
I've
give
done
us
a
an
big
honest
one.
and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our
Later,
live video,
fellas.
or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit